Well, we officially made it to Hawaii. So you can see over here, there's an island. And then there, right here, I believe is Maui. So this is the one we're going to be coming into first. Today we're just going to be driving around, eating some different local places, trying new things. I think we're going over here next, but I'm not sure. But yeah, so we're going into Maui. Beautiful. I'll get more footage closer up. Today would be the 5th or 6th day on our cruise. Yeah, I would say probably like that, because we left Saturday and today is actually it's Thursday. So today all the days have kind of gone by pretty well. So far so good. I'll actually hook up and things we got 2 vans rented, so we're just going to drive around, try new things. We're going to go to a pineapple plantation and tour that. That'll be pretty cool. Tomorrow we're going to go to the USS Arizona with Pearl Harbor, and then after that in the evening we're going to Jermaine's Luau, and then I don't think we have anything the next day planned, but the next day after that on Kona we have a snorkeling adventure. So really excited. We'll see how today goes. But yeah, I don't know how well you can see that, but really excited. Here's today's waves. So like a little bit darker blue than it was. Maybe it's just because the sun isn't shining here. But yeah, so far so good. This trip I found a lot of ducks. I probably found 20 plus ducks so far on the trip, and there's still a while to go. So yeah, really excited, and I'm excited to take you on this adventure. So let's go check out Maui. Well, here we are, Maui, porting up there. Going so slow. And just barely moving, but yeah, there's the island. Yeah. Ready to get off the ship. There goes people. First trip to Hawaii. It's really nice.
Don't take me away. It's got pretty good music too.
What do you know?
Well, yeah, you don't know.
I
you
went to the
from here?
language class.
Did you?
Oh, now you're fluent?
Take the bag. Can you grab in here? Grab the black. This. Hold that.
Babe, can you just not while we're driving?
I'm paying
Just not
attention.
wait.
I'm literally not even looking at the bag. It's a USB-C charger. But you might have to press the power button on the thing. Thank you. Just put that right there. That one you put like that. There you go. Perfect. Thank you.
You can put that on silent if you want.
I was stopping.
Driving makes me nervous.
So why didn't you drive? Lady? You tried their juice on that one cocktail juice you had on the boat?
No, what cocktail juice?
It's got like oranges and passion fruit stuff. Pretty good.
It's on Lido.
It's on Lido during breakfast.
It's
No.
really good.
I feel like I'm sure I've had it before
That's
on
good.
past cruises
Yeah.
We filled up both of these with stuff.
with the juices.
Yeah.
Can I try it?
Yeah.
If you don't mind, Jervis.
I don't care. It's really hard to suck on that bottle. I don't know. I don't like
Good
it.
stuff.
Tune in
Yeah,
to
isn't it?
88.9. Oh,
Tune into what?
88.9.
What? Oh, that must be a station. Where you
Yeah.
going, bud?
Hala Youth and Cultural Center. Oh, interesting.
Back up here. Thanks.
Going to the Twin Falls.
We haven't gone up that way. Well, that would explain a lot of the dryness you're seeing.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but I hear water flowing.
Yeah. Ooh. Oh yeah, there's water. Hmm? Oh yeah, there's a waterfall. We're good. May want to go around.
got this. You got this. Good job. You sure you're gonna make it down with the baby? Hey, Annabelle, wait. Here we go. Alright, come on. These apples? You see the waterfall?
Here you go. Go jump, Caitlin.
You got it. You're okay.
Don't throw the rock. Don't throw the rock.
He'll just sit there and just suck it and suck it and suck it, and he just ends up eating the whole thing.
It was a good popsicle.
Turn left. Then take a slight left
It was
turn.
a good popsicle?
It was a banana pineapple mix.
This is awesome. Oh.
Did you eat it?
Take a slight left turn onto Loopy Road. Then turn
do you
left
like,
onto Hana
pineapple?
Highway.
I'll save these two for her.
It's like probably fresh pineapple from Hawaii.
Yeah, I will not eat it unless it says it's from Hawaii.
Take a picture of him.
We'll just wait till we get back. That or if she wants to pay for it, just take it out of IFCU.
What?
That or if she wants to pay for it, just transfer it out of our IFCU to hers. But I don't know if I did or not. Ooh, this is what I was wanting.
to transfer to that Boys and Girls Club.
Is that where he works?
Yeah. He put in to be the CEO of the one in,
I did. I figured it.
What about get back in?
Hey, get out of the dirt. You weirdo.
You know, I thought that being here until 10 p.m. was a long time until Jordan had said it's already 1 o'clock, and I'm like, what? Like we just got here.
Yeah.
Man,
Really pretty.
I don't think I've ever seen something so beautiful. As far as ocean.
Right.
But like the mountains in the background and just the color of it is just, it's breathtaking.
You normally don't put mountains and oceans together.
No, you don't normally. Because Alaska was beautiful, but it was not like ocean beautiful.
Right. Ducks.
Dude.
There's moments like that.
like it took us longer to get up there than we did come back.
$4.79. That's Alaskan prices right there.
You'll find me somewhere.
It just got hot and stuff.
For your safety, I just kindly ask that at this time that you please fasten your seatbelt. No, I'm just kidding. No seatbelt. Just make sure to stay seated while the tram is running. However, thankfully the wind is picking up so it won't be too hot, but make sure that we have really good holds on anything loose. You know, hats, bags, small children, things like that, as this tram cannot really drive backwards. But to start off our tour, first up to my right, we have our kalo field. Kalo meaning taro in Hawaiian. So it's all these plants to the right with the heart-shaped leaves at the tops of them. Kalo is a canoe crop, so that means it was brought here to Hawaii about 2,000 years ago with the first settlers from southern Polynesia on their canoes. Besides the taro, they did bring other plants including coconuts, breadfruit, bananas, sugarcane, just to make their start of life a little easier here in these islands. But the kalo was probably the most eaten out of all of them. So if you've never tried kalo or taro before, the entire plant is edible. For those heart-shaped leaves, Hawaiians will usually wrap them around meat or fish and steam them. Gives the leaves a sort of cooked spinach-like texture. Then for the root of the plant, the root is like a potato. Very starchy, very dense. You can cook it, clean it, eat it just like that. Or just like the ancient Hawaiians and still to this day, you can pound the cooked root with water until it turns into poi. Now if you never tried poi before, that's kind of a thick pasty food. We usually eat it as a side to meats or fish as well. If you have tried it, it might have been an acquired taste. Sometimes it's a little sour nowadays, but it's still good for you. Hypoallergenic. A lot of people with allergies find they can't enjoy kalo and poi. But it's just very important in our culture. I don't know if you've seen that movie about Hawaii, Lilo and Stitch. Maybe not. But in that movie, they mentioned correctly that the Hawaiian word for family is ohana, and that word for family came from the kalo plant, as the root is called oha, which is how we get the word ohana. So yeah, we consider kalo to be part of the family in Hawaiian culture. And speaking of family, there in the field to my left, a little bit on the side, you can see some of our farm family members. We got some cattle and some goats. So for the cattle, we have Texas Longhorns, which means that the female cattle actually have longer horns than the males do. So the big brown mama cow with those long horns, her name is Hapa. There's two smaller calves, Hino and Major, both boys. Those three are a small part of a much bigger herd we have above the plantation, way up in those fields by the mountain in front of us. Then for the goats, there's that little black goat, Blitzy. Blitzy showed up on the farm just before the pandemic. and then she never left. So they tossed her in here with the cows. And the other two dirty white goats are Penelope and Piper. We're not sure which is which. They've just been here since the beginning of this year. But it's really funny. The Hawaiian word for goat is cow. K-A-O. Because Hawaiians heard about cows, but goats actually got here first in 1778. The Hawaiians saw the goats. They said 4 legs, horns, it's a cow. And then about 15 years later, we did get some cattle. So now the Hawaiian word for cow is pipi, which literally means beef. So we have some beef and cow over there. You might have noticed there's also some fenced-off areas throughout the farm. We do have a lot of wild deer that like to wander the fields at night and sample everything here. So we're trying to keep them out of specific areas. This one to my right coming up is our tea leaf patch. Not the tea that we drink, it's just spelled T-I. Those plants though, they used to be twice the height of the fence before the deer came through and ate them down. But thankfully, they are growing back slowly but surely. Tea leaves will get to about 2 to 3 feet long. So ancient Hawaiians would fashion them into things like footwear, flip-flops, rain capes, leis. Today you'll still see the long green ones being made into hula dancer skirts. So imagine the dancers picking the leaves off of the plants, flipping them upside down and stringing them together. Sometimes we even shred the leaves, give it a more grassy, flowy image. And then we have had a lot of these palm trees lining the path, like these ones to my right with all those berries growing on the trunks. These are Manila palms, originally from the Philippines. We also like to call them Christmas palms. Those green berries turn into this dark reddish color. We call them berries, but there's no fruit to them. But you do want to be careful with the red ones. Once those berries turn red, they will have a juice with a natural anesthetic. So if you get it on your skin, it probably will go numb after a few minutes. In places like the Philippines, they use that numbing juice as a mouthwash for toothaches and cold sores. In Hawaii, we just use the dried seeds to make jewelry. Over to my left, we have this patch of all these dark red flowers growing. They kind of look like big red pine cones. These are the avapuhi ula ula, or the red ginger. In ancient times, Hawaiians would use the underground stems of the red ginger to make medicine, like topical medicine for nausea and headaches. Today, though, it's just for floral arrangements. If you try to go up to that ginger and smell it, you're not going to get anything out of it. But if you squeeze those red petals really hard and smell your hands after, they're going to leave a sweet, spicy scent behind that many people swear smells just like Fruit Loop cereal. So you're welcome to try that for yourself. See what you think. Lastly, though, to my left, we have this covered area with the stage, little table, all these coconuts on it. This is where we'll be stopping. And on that stage, I will husk and crack a coconut open for you. So if you'd like to see that demonstration, learn about coconut. To my left, this building full of sculpted by Dale Zarella. Might have got to meet the artist himself. You're going to see Dale's work all over the world. Especially hotels right here in Hawaii. He did make all the works at the Frank Lloyd Wright building, just down the road from us, if you're into architecture. And if you ever decide to stop by the Vatican and Rome, you'll find part of Dale's pieces there as well. So pretty cool to have him here on property with us. He is super nice. Now past Dale's area to my left, coming up, we've got some Brazilian dwarf banana trees growing, locally known throughout the islands as apple bananas. Now these are not a cross between an apple and a banana. They're just going to be way smaller and way sweeter than other kinds.
That's what you
And if you see those bunches of bananas, a lot of them have that big purple flower pod hanging below it. So in its lifetime, a banana tree will produce 1 purple flower pod, and each time a petal falls, a hand of bananas grows in its place. Once the flower pod falls off the bunch, you can harvest your bananas, let them hang to ripen, but it does mean that the tree will not grow anymore. So what we do is we cut down the tree, leave behind a stump, and we call them trees, but they're actually not. Bananas are just the world's tallest herb. And that means they continuously reproduce, grow new trees all on their own. The hard part is getting them to stop growing. So the stump left behind, that will be a great source of moisture, nutrients for the new shoots, which are called pups. Then coming up to my left, we've got 2 rows of our beautiful plumeria trees, known as Pua Melia in Hawaiian. We see the flowers come in all kinds of colors with a really nice smell to them, so they're very popular throughout the islands, especially for the making of leis. What I love about Islander culture is when you make a lei, you never really make a lei to wear on yourself. You always make a lei to give away to somebody else. So you see people giving leis for birthdays, graduations, things like that. Then to my right, we're passing this field of all these spiky plants. This is our pineapple field. So in Hawaiian, the word for pineapple is halakahiki. It's actually not native to Hawaii though. They were brought here from South America in the 1800s. And if you ever tried what's called Hawaiian pizza, you know, with the ham and pineapple, that was invented in Canada. So we just call it pineapple pizza. But yeah, they just planted those crowns, and in about a year and a half, we will see some pineapples growing out of them. Now folks, this second half of the tour, the wind tends to pick up even more in these open fields, so please make sure again we have really good holds on loose things like our hats. But because it's so open here, we do have a really nice view of our mountains. Maui is known as the Valley Isle, so there's two mountains, one on each end of the island. So over to my right, past the restaurants, that mountain in the distance is Haleakala, which translates from Hawaiian to House of the Sun, since that is where the sun rises. And the crater of that mountain, well, the dormant volcano, we just call it a mountain, but the top of that mountain is recorded to be the quietest place on earth. Really cool when you visit up there. Over to my left, this other mountain. This is locally known as the West Maui Mountains because it's in the west. But it's really clear right now. So in that valley, you can see what we call our sleeping warrior. So if you're looking at the middle, the big bump to the left would be like the helmet. To the right, you have the eye, nose, and chin. So it looks like the profile of a warrior lying on their back in their helmet. And I mentioned that this is known as the West Maui Mountain, but its true name is Mauna Kahalavai. That will translate from Hawaiian to Mountain of the Meaning of Water. And it's a pretty accurate name. Those ancient Hawaiians really knew what they were doing back then. Because in modern times, they found out the tallest peak of this mountain is the 9th wettest spot in the world. Second wettest in Hawaii, receives around 400 inches of rain every year. All that rain fills up the mountain's rivers, so those are important water sources for Maui communities, and the main water source for everything we grow right here on property, including our avocados. So as you come around this next bend, I'll slow down a little bit more. If you look in the branch is actually straight above the tram. You might see some avocados up there.
Oh, I see one
growing in this next section. And in this little bush to my left that I'm passing right now, we grow 4 different kinds here on property. So we have the Hans, Charwill, Wrinkles, and Kulamanu varieties. In Hawaiian, the word for avocado is pea, which will translate to pear. So just like when the Hawaiians sell goats and fat cow, they sell avocados, but they look just like pears. And it turns out avocados are one of the healthiest fruits to eat in the world. Way more potassium than a banana, all those healthy fats and proteins. So you get a sunburn, you have a ripe avocado nearby, you can't just smash it up. Put that paste on the sunburn to soothe the pain. Up next though is my favorite part, our mango grove. So most trees did finish their season already, but I'll point out a few. I still have some left over. The first one to my left, I think it has 1 and 2 little green mangoes there. And then the very last tree to my left, but way high at the top, there's actually a lot of reddish, purplish mangoes up there as well. Now throughout the world, mango season is typically just in the summer, but Hawaii is so tropical, we will get an additional season around the winter or springtime. Here in the plantation, especially this last tree to my left at the top, we grow the Hayden mango. And that is known to be much more meatier, juicier, less stringy than other kinds, so big local favorite. My personal favorite type of mango as well. And we did find out that mangoes are pollinated through flies, not by bees. But we do still have bees. So to my right, we have those containers, all those white boxes stuck together. You'll see one side of that one closest to us is very dark. That's actually all the bees that just came back from their hard day's work. Earlier today was very differently looking over there. But those bees, even though they do not pollinate the mangoes, they pollinate pretty much everything else. So they're still very important to our plantation. And their honey is harvested from time to time. Sometimes they have it in the country market for sale. Exiting the grove, you'll start to see some super tall, kind of dry grass on both sides of us. Don't worry, the gardeners are doing their jobs. All this tall, dry grass is sugarcane. So sugarcane, ancient Hawaiians would use it as a windbreaker, chop out the stalks, squeeze the juice out to sweeten medicine, and the leftover fibers made great toothbrushes. To my left is this huge gear we're passing from the old sugar mill that used to run in this town. The sugarcane industry started in Hawaii, I think in 1835. That industry brought in workers from around the world. That's why we have such a diverse culture in our islands today. And the last sugarcane plantation in Hawaii, which was on Maui, closed about 7 years ago.
You better stop.
But next up, for all you macadamia lovers out there, we have our macadamia trees. We actually have a lot of green macadamia nuts growing right now, especially to my right, so look very carefully again. They really camouflage themselves among the leaves up there. If you can't see them up there though, just look down. A lot fell already to the ground. The macadamia trees are brought to Hawaii from Australia in 1881. We have about 200 of the trees growing here, but we do not harvest them. They are just for shade. Macadamia nuts are harvested on the Big Island of Hawaii, where they have the proper machinery. Macadamia nuts are literally the toughest nut to crack in the world. It will take about 300 pounds of pressure just to crack through the 1/4-inch thick shell. And it must be done without damaging the kernel. So it's one reason as to why mac nuts are so expensive. But it's worth it, you know, when they're covered in our favorites like chocolate or toffee, or my personal favorite, chocolate macadamia nut ice cream. Now starting down this driveway, we have some more fields on both sides of us. The field to my right looks like we have some eggplants growing closer to the ground. Over to my left, some more banana trees with the kabocha squash, or the Japanese pumpkin, growing at the base of them. Lining the path, we have all these other kinds of palm trees. These are Chinese fan palms. Native to southern China, Hawaii also has native fan palms that we call lolu, which means umbrella. Hawaiians have to pick the big leaves off to use as umbrellas. A lot of these fan palms though are growing their seeds, so the seeds are not really edible for us humans, but we do have a lot of clever myna birds who hang around this area. Many times on tour, we've watched the myna birds grab the seeds that fall in their beaks, and they walk them to the road and drop them for us to drive over, so we can crack the seeds open for the birds to eat. And they're really not scared of us. They walk very slowly in front of our moving tram. Over to my right, we have these huge canopy-like trees hovering over this parking lot, giving us some nice shade. These are monkey pod trees. So usually you're going to see them used for shade, especially along roads and highways like the one you took to our plantation today. But monkey pod is also popular for its wood. It has a softer sort of wood, making it great for carving, so a lot of artists like to use it in their projects. Dale's Umbrella up at the husking area, some of his mermaids I believe are made out of the monkey pod. And a whale's tail countertop you can find in the country market behind the cashier's table. Now these last two big trees on the right corner though, that we're driving under, these are not monkey pod, but Royal Poinciana. However, many locals, we just call both kinds of trees the rubbish or trash trees for all the flowers and leaves that fall that we have to clean up afterwards. Earlier I was mentioning the country market. That'll be this building to my right that we're passing. This market is run by Kumu Farms. So Kumu Farms is actually who we lease our plantation to. All those fields we were driving through, those are their crops. So in that market you'll see a lot of produce you just saw on the farm. They make this chocolate covered apple banana sprinkled with macadamia nuts you can find in the popsicle freezer. Super yummy. And they have a coffee shop at the beginning of the building with ice cream as well. So check them out if you're interested. That building in the back on the hill to the right, that is the Cafe Ole at the Millhouse restaurant. Cafe Ole is a local chain of restaurants here on Maui, so it's actually very popular with the locals. I think my favorite dish from them would be the macadamia nut crusted chicken. Really good if you wanted to try it over there. As we start heading up this pathway, just after the sign is this tall tree with some fruits growing on the trunk. This is our one papaya tree on property. They're about to start planting some more, but thankfully we have this one here. We grow the strawberry papaya. So the strawberry papaya is not a cross between the two. It just has a more pinkish reddish color. It's actually the specialty crop of Kumu Farms. This type of papaya is non-GMO, very rare to find in Hawaii today.
Her Social Security benefits couldn't pay the mortgage. Talk about feeling lost and alone. The only good part of this story is that Gary had term life insurance through Xander. So Fran was able to deal with her grief without being overwhelmed with money issues. Sad story, but I share it with you. For over 25 years, I've been telling you about the importance of term life insurance and protecting your family. Having life insurance is what responsible people do for their families. It's why